A very good afternoon and welcome to UBC Lunchtime News with me, Moureen Babirye, on this 25th of January 2026. In our first report this afternoon, one of the key national developments last week was the appointment and swearing in of a new Chief Justice. Now, President Yoweri Museveni presided over the ceremony, officially ushering in Dr. Flavian Nzeija as the head of Uganda's judiciary. Held at the president's country home in Chisozi, Gomba district, the president was flanked by the First Lady and other government officials. We have a detailed report.
President Museveni, accompanied by the First Lady, Janet Museveni, has presided over the swearing-in of Dr. Flavian Nzeija as the Chief Justice of Uganda.
I, Dr. Flavian Nzeija, swear in the name of the Almighty God.
During the ceremony, Dr. Flavian Nzeija took the oath of office, officially assuming leadership of the judiciary.
Protect and defend the Constitution, so help me God.
Following the oath, President Museveni, in his address, said judicial convergence has played a key role in strengthening national stability and improving service delivery across the country. The president commended the outgoing Chief Justice, Alphonse Owiny-Dollo, for streamlining court operations and improving efficiency within the judiciary. He also welcomed the judiciary's increased use of alternative dispute resolution, saying it helps reduce case backlog, promotes reconciliation, and blends cultural justice systems with formal courts.
During this campaign, I was not campaigning, I was really doing like sort of education, but also monitoring government projects. I was able to find out in Maracha which people had diverted PDM money, in Iganga, in Kampala here, Buambo, some of the people have been arrested. So if you ask the public, they will tell you what they think about the actions of your people. So auditing the judiciary using citizen intelligence is really a very easy way of accountability and making sure that what you do is without is of value to the population.
President Museveni further applauded Dr. Nzeija's declaration of zero tolerance to corruption, describing corruption as a major threat to public trust in the justice system.
Now I'm glad you are emphasizing corruption, because corruption is the biggest problem. And you are also emphasizing citizens' intelligence, because that's what you are saying. Because this justice is a service which is rendered to the population. If you ask them, they will tell you what they think about the quality of the justice. So I'm glad you are going to have that interaction, to ask them, the people. You will get free intelligence, they will tell you.
In his remarks after taking office, Chief Justice Flavian Nzeija described leadership in public service as demanding and credited his journey in the judiciary to God's grace. He thanked President Museveni for the continued trust placed in him, noting that the appointment marks his fourth presidential posting within the judiciary.
I accept this office with humility, gratitude, and a firm commitment to serve Uganda faithfully. Your Excellency, I want to make commitment that during my tenure as Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda, our policy of zero tolerance to corruption shall be enforced at all levels of the judiciary.
Dr. Nzeija outlined a reform agenda focused on improving efficiency, accountability, and access to justice. He committed to running paperless courts supported by functional laptops, reliable internet connectivity, and enforcing zero tolerance to corruption throughout his tenure.
And we shall also prioritize court open days. Your Excellency, court open days, this is where we interact with the public. The people are our bosses, so we interact with them to know how we are dispensing our justice to them. And we have one national court open day in a year, but then we have quarterly. Every court must interact with the public and the district leadership. so that we understand where we have problems.
The Deputy Attorney General, Jackson Kafuzi, who represented the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, thanked the President for ensuring stability and smooth leadership transitions within state institutions. Outgoing Chief Justice Alphonse Onyidolo congratulated President Museveni on his electoral victory and praised Dr. Zeija as energetic and hands-on.
I have the pleasure to congratulate my younger brother and successor, His Lordship Dr. Flavian Zeija, upon his appointment and eventual swearing in as Chief Justice of Uganda. A position of immense responsibility.
Before his appointment, Dr. Flavian Zeija served as Deputy Chief Justice and previously as Principal Judge.
Last week, Kampala City entered a new political chapter following the declaration of a new Lord Mayor. Balimwezo Nsubuga was declared the duly elected mayor of Kampala City after defeating 7 other contenders. The new mayor has pledged to work with all political actors, including his predecessors, to steer the capital city forward. Ivan Kawa followed the process from the MUBS Tally Center and now reports.
37, concedes 0, Kibalama 0, Kizito 3, Lukwago 14, Mau 0, Naga is 0, Jotam 0.
I am at Makerere University Business School, where the tallying of votes for the 5 divisions that make up Kampala was taking place, including the hotly contested seat, the mayorship seat that attracted 8 candidates. The composition of the tally center was that every division had a tent where the tallying of votes for that specific jurisdiction was taking place. The divisions included Machinde Division, Kawempe Division, Central Division, Nakawa Division, Rubaga Division, and the mayor's tent. There is also the Kampala District Declaration Center, where the returning officer was announcing the victory of those who have won in the different posts in the election. Now there are 2,705 polling stations, and it took some time before the declaration of any results of anyone contesting in any position within Kampala. But while the tallying of the votes for the mayors was still ongoing, the returning officer Chobutunji Jennifer was declaring victory for the Lord Councillors of Machinde 2 and Machinde 3 at around 2 p.m. But some of the candidates contesting for the mayorship race were also on location.
If you are not on location, then you'll miss out to be the Lord Mayor. What I've seen here, you cannot, even now, it's very risky for you to move with your set of DRF forms. It's very risky.
I, Captain Jennifer, being the returning officer for Kampala District, I declare Mulewenyire Agnes.
Nobody can stop reggae. Nobody can stop reggae.
At about 11 p.m., engineer Balimwezo Nsubuga arrived at the tally center, where the results were announced, accompanied by his wife and as well the leader of opposition, Joel Senyonyi. The returning officer announced Balimwezo as the mayor for Kampala City.
Declare Balimwezo
I want to thank my president, His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi, who thought it wise to offer an opportunity to me to become the next Lord Mayor in my party. I equally want to appreciate all my other party leaders, beginning with the Right Honorable Senyonyi, for the great support. When others thought I wouldn't, this gentleman told me, you will do it.
Balimwezo garnered 141,220 votes, followed by the NRM candidate, that is Kizito Moses Nsubuga, who garnered 43,615 votes, and then Arias Lukwago, the former Lord Mayor, who managed to get 41,915. After being declared victorious, Balimwezo addressed the media and he said that he will work with Elias Lukwago and continue from where he ended, and he also commended the works that Elias Lukwago did while he was still in office.
Give me that support. I will always consult you because you have the experience. I want to tap from your rich experience. May God bless you.
We are in pain, not just as a party, but as a nation. The nation is in pain. Why? Because the will of the people has not been given its due regard as should have been. And that's a precarious place for us to be at as a country, where people do not think that their vote counts. And that's why the voter turnout was very low. Because people think my vote does not count.
Congratulations are in order for the new city mayor. Now, also making headlines last week, outgoing Kampala Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago conceded defeat following the 2026 mayoral elections. Speaking to journalists at his home in Wakaliga Ruraga division, Lukwago acknowledged the outcome despite expressing concerns about the conduct of the polls. He thanked Kampala residents for the trust accorded to him over the past 15 years at City Hall.
Elias Lukwago has served as Kampala's Lord Mayor since 2011 when he took over from Nasa Ntege Sevagala until this 2026 election, where he lost to the National Unity Platform candidate Ronald Balimwezo by 99,305 votes. Saturday, Lukwago officially conceded and expressed gratitude to the people of Kampala for the opportunity to serve them.
I owe a great debt of gratitude to the people of Kampala who accorded me a golden opportunity I treasure so much.
Mr. Lukwago described his tenure as one marked by a tremendously immaculate record, integrity, and a principled resolve to serve the people of Kampala.
I will sign out of the Lord Mayor's Parlour with a great sense of pride and elation. I cannot be accused of betrayal of the people's trust, betrayal of the people's mandate. One thing that I will treasure throughout my life, I've worked with the people's mandate. I've not betrayed even a single day, single minute, a single second, the people of Kampala who entrusted me with their mandate, with the stewardship of the city.
Lukwago, who also described himself as a man of grit, resilience and consistency, highlighted some of his achievements at City Hall, which he attributes to perseverance in the face of adversity.
Lukwago is a man of his word. He's one person you can trust. All and sundry will agree. I have exuded that charisma for governance. When it comes to accountability, rule of law, I have performed with distinction. Friends and foes will agree across board that on that point, Lukwago has delivered with a distinction.
While acknowledging the election outcome, Lukwago says his dedication to providing policy guidance and promoting equitable transformation for Kampala cannot be denied even by his opponents, and this will remain his legacy.
It has been implemented or not, it's a different matter because we have always explained that. Our agenda has not been adequately funded by the regime. But all the policy instruments you want to transform this capital city into a functional metropolis, all those instruments are there. I have worked on them. I have pretended over the processes to have them in place. To the detriment of my career, to the detriment of my life, and to the detriment of my position at State Hall.
Going forward, the soon-to-be former Lord Mayor says he will dedicate his life to fighting for justice and social transformation in the country.
So many political prisoners across board. And for me, color, political symbols do not matter when it comes to the fight for social justice. So I am going to commit my resources, my efforts to fight for social justice across board. regardless of our political differences and affiliations. So whether you belong to which political party.
The Office of the Lord Mayor is responsible for developing strategies and programs for the development of the capital city, monitoring the administration, and providing guidance to the division administrations, among other roles. These responsibilities will now be assumed by Ronald Nsobuga Balimwezo, the Lord Mayor-elect, once sworn in. Pauline Ongoyet for UBC.
Thank you, Pauline, for that report. In Wakiso district, last week's LC5 elections were marked by dramatic scenes at the Tally Center as the Electoral Commission returning officer Tolbert Musinguzi moved to declare NRM's Ian Cheyune as the winner. Chaos briefly erupted. NUP's Nasif Naja disrupted the declaration, grabbing the microphone and confronting security personnel amid tight deployment.
The candidates who contested for Wakiso District LC5 chairperson seat include Flavian Nakafel of Democratic Front, Engineer Ian Cheyune of the National Resistance Movement, and Nasifun Najja of the National Unity Platform. Wakiso District, which has over 1.4 million registered voters, conducted elections across 27 sub-counties. By early afternoon, results from only 12 sub-counties had reached the Wakiso District Tally Center, according to the returning officer, Tolbert Musinguzi. The race remained tight between NRM's Ian Cheyune and NUPO's Nasifun Najja as both candidates waited for final results from the remaining 15 sub-counties. At around 3:30 p.m., the Wakiso District returning officer Tolbert Musinguzi called forward NRM's Ian Cheyune to declare him the winner. As Ian Cheyune stepped forward to be declared winner, NUPO's Nasif Najja immediately jumped and grabbed the microphone from the returning officer, preventing him from making the declaration. Nasif Najja insisted he was the rightful winner, but his protest was in vain as security operatives intervened to restore order. Upon continued insistence to be declared winner, Nasif Najja was forcefully dragged out of the tally room, although security operatives initially faced resistance.
I'm making the election that he has called Ian Cheyune. Declare him, yes, I won the election. Sure. I've lost enough. You are free to kill me. I'm not coming out.
Upon continued insistence to be declared winner, Nasif Najja was forcefully dragged out of the tally room, although security operatives initially faced resistance.
Who do you think I'll do? I'm an honorable member, but I'm behaving like a hooligan because you're not mature enough to do what you want to do. No, my friend. No.
After order had been restored, National Resistance Movement's Ian Cheyune was officially declared winner with 177,710 votes. NUPO's Nasif Najja came in the second position with 99,234 votes, while Flavian Nakafel of Democratic Front came in the third position with 10,597 votes.
Accordingly, as a returning officer for Wakiso Electoral District, and in accordance with Section 147 of Government Act, I declare Cheyune Ian Sengozi
After being declared winner, a jubilant Ian Cheyune outlined some of the priorities he intends to address in Wakiso District.
People are still suffering from a lot of anxiety. They are lacking quite a lot of things, and they think okulabanga district eno yeyongeramu abagagga beyongera okuyingiramu bawa abaana baffe emirimu abantu baleme okkayanira ekintu kyatalinaako bwannannyini. Olabye enkaayana ezibeerawo akantu katono oli n'akaayana nnyo kubanga talina ssuubi kyalina ky'anaakola ekirala.
Ian Cheyune promised to focus on job creation for the youth and raise the profile of Wakiso District during his tenure.
Naye ekintu ekikulu kye tulabye emirimu. Twagala okuteekawo senta y'emirimu. abavubuka bano beetaaga emirimu ate n'abazadde balumwa nnyo ng'abaana baabwe basomye nga tebafunye emirimu. So ekigendererwa kyaffe tugenda kuteekawo job center nga gwe alina omwana ng'amaze okusoma muleete mu job center. Bw'amala okwewandiisa wanaabangawo omulimu gwonna tujjanga baweereza message nga tuyita mu job center. Ate n'oyo akola emirimu egy'embavu naye asobola okujja neyewandiisa bw'abaawo ayagala abantu ab'okusima emifulejje okukola nga bapoota ku site n'ebirala nabo bajja kufuna.
He later joined his supporters who were gathered outside the Tare Center celebrating his victory. Deborah Namamonde, Tanaba Kenneth, UBC News.
UBC News Roundup for you. Now, the National Resistance Movement also registered a major political win last week in Lira City. Its flag bearer, Sam Atul, secured a second term as mayor after defeating 8 challengers in the highly contested race. Eddie Arua reports.
Sam Atul of the National Resistance Movement has been declared the winner of the Lira City mayoral race. The results were announced on Friday morning by the Lira City returning officer Agre Peto at the City Tally Center. Atul polled 16,905 votes, defeating his closest rival, UPC's Michael Gwangolwa, who garnered 11,752 votes, along with the 7 other candidates.
I'm excited, but also this is a testimony that the people have appreciated the good work we've done in the last 4 years and 7 months. According to our electoral area, I won in all the 49 wards in Lira City, so that means I owe a lot.
Atul says his administration will focus on infrastructure development, particularly improving road mobility within the city.
The common person saw a grader that was bought out of local revenue, saw a roller that was bought out of the local revenue, but in the first year of our term, we shall be dealing with all the bottlenecks on our Maram roads.
Lira City was among the 10 municipalities granted a city status in 2020.
Once that industrial park comes, we believe many industries will come to Lira, in addition to what we already have. Opportunities for employment will be there, and also opportunity for value addition in our agricultural products will increase. Lira sits at a very unique location. If you're in Lira, you can connect to Southern Sudan, you can connect to Congo, you can connect to the border of Kenya. So we are seeing an opportunity that is coming to us if we can prepare ourselves well to be able to access these markets that are near us.
The mayor-elect has also pledged to involve the youth in development programs, saying government interventions will be leveraged to improve their economic status.
I want to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, who has promised us that he's going to increase the allocation for PDM to 200 million. 30% that used to go to the young people would have doubled. Even the additional 30% that goes to the women, there are many young people in it. We want to pick on the idea of urban farming, where you use a small piece of land, at least to be able to produce more.
As the dust settles on the polls, attention now shifts from politics to service delivery, with the residents of Lira City looking to Sam Atul's second term to translate promises into tangible development. Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
Thank you, Eddie Ulwa. Now from Lira, we head to Arua City, where Lawrence Alionzi emerged victorious in last week's mayoral elections. Addressing the media after his declaration, Alionzi pledged to unite residents behind a shared development agenda for the city.
Is in the process of making a bunch of new leaders. It started with the presidential, and now it has gone to the district and the city local governments. And today is the day for the people to elect new bunch of leaders at the districts and the cities. And as I am standing now, I am within Arua City, where we have 3 contenders in this race for mayor of Arua City. We have NRM flag bearer who is Lawrence Alionzi. We have Dra Echabo Caesar, who has contested on independent, and Pirio Gaspar, who is on DP ticket. And these are the three candidates. One of them is going to come out as the new leader for Arua City in the next 5 years coming. But today, as we are traversing across the city to see the voting pattern, I have been able to witness that the voter turn-up has been very, very low. And the reasons are maybe people have been putting interest mostly on the presidential and maybe parliamentary elections without understanding the magnitude of electing leaders at district and other local governments. But right now I am at police, one of the polling stations here, and as you can see behind me, we can see people are not really turning up. Of course, maybe because it is within the city where many people are busy in the towns looking for what to eat in the evening and so on. But that one does not stop somebody from exercising his or her constitutional right of electing a new leader. Yeah, also as we were traversing, I came across one of the candidates who is Lawrence Alionzi, the NRM flag bearer for the mayoral race in Arua City, who was also able to tell us what the challenge could be.
The fact that these elections come after presidential and parliamentary elections, but also because the competition was not very tough, there was no aura, no vibe around this election compared to perhaps the previous one or compared to the parliamentary elections. It is my opinion that these elections are as crucial, if not even more crucial, than parliamentary and presidential elections. Because you see, the central government works through local government. And regardless of how good a central government is, a poor local government will fail to deliver. So it matters who your local government leaders are. And if not now, maybe in the future, it will be my prayer that we will begin to acknowledge the importance of these positions. And if anything, perhaps our excellent service will be a motivation for people to come out and vote more than they have done today.
In the Karamoja sub-region, the NRM dominated last week's district chairperson elections, winning in all 9 districts. However, concerns were raised by some leaders over low voter turnout, with calls for local council elections to be conducted first in future cycles.
The National Resistance Movement Party has swept the entire 9 districts for the position of chairperson and local councillors across Karamoja sub-region. 34-year-old Angelo Pulkol, who has been serving as Roptuk sub-county district councillor in Moloto district, is the newly elected Moloto district chairperson.
Declare Pulkol Angelo.
Pulkol, who was the NRM flag bearer, won with 11,085 votes, defeating 3 others, including incumbent district chairperson David Kolyang, who emerged third with 3,755 votes. Pulkol.
To be appreciative to the entire community of Moloto, the people of Rupa, Kapash, Notisan, Katike, Leptuk, South Division and North Division, Nadunga Town Council and Nadunga Sub-County, for decisively taking their decisions upon electing their leader. We'll have to do is first of all to harmonize, to bring all people of different camps together for purposes of unity.
Paul says the Electoral Commission should reconsider conducting local council elections first to reduce low voter turnout.
I always think, why can't this kind of elections be turned upside down? You know, once the elections of members of parliament is done, people whose candidates have lost tend to lose more.
Benon Kwikiriza, Moroto District RDC, said the elections were free, fair and peaceful.
We did not register any instances of violence. There were no complaints. And we want to thank the people of Moroto and God for having made us come. It is on the same note that I want to encourage the people of Moroto and Uganda entirely to come out on the 27th when we shall be voting for the municipal mayors in their councillors.
Interim flag bearer and incumbent chairperson for Abim district, Ariko John the West, won with 14,268 votes. The others include Albert Rotangroli, who won Kabong district chairperson seat. Amdach district interim flag bearer Boatum William Roland emerged winner. Interim flag bearer and incumbent chairperson Paul Komoloti retained his seat in Kotido, while NRM's Benedict Lokilu won Navidatuk district chairperson position. Simon Peter Lokilu won Nakapiripiti district chairperson seat, defeating 3 others, including incumbent John Nangil.
From a war-torn countryside to the heart of state power, from a small guerrilla force in the forests of Luweero to a movement that has steered Uganda for 4 decades, we trace a journey that reshaped a nation, the national resistance movement's evolution from revolution to governance, and from the battlefield to the boardroom. Henry Okrut has a detailed report.
From the dense thickets of the Luweero Triangle to the corridors of state power, from a guerrilla force fighting for change and freedom to a political movement shaping the destiny of a nation.
The national resistance movement is a democratic movement. It's a movement which is fighting for democracy.
This is the story of transformation under the national resistance movement.
There is a material basis also for corruption.
There is a saying that history remembers how movements begin, and the future will judge how they endure. In the early 1980s, Uganda was a country in turmoil. Years of political instability, economic collapse, and state violence had eroded public trust. Out of this uncertainty emerged a small, determined force, the National Resistance Army, guided by a political vision that would later become the National Resistance Movement.
We thank NRM under President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for learning from the mistakes of the past without making a repeat of the same mistakes.
The Luweero Triangle, which was both a battlefield and birthplace, became a testing ground for ideas that would later define governance in Uganda.
So although the 27 armed people were a small number, they represented a huge force of potential soldiers. And we knew that with the correct tactics could enable the 27 to mobilize the millions who were on our side but were not properly organized.
In January 1986, the NRA marched into Kampala, but victory on the battlefield marked only the beginning of a far more complex struggle governing a wounded nation.
In Africa, we have seen so much change that change has become meaningless. It's no longer change, but merely turmoil. This group getting rid of that group, and that group doing worse than the group it got rid of. Now, please, I do not count us in that category of people.
The new government pledged a fundamental change, prioritizing peace, unity and reconstruction. One of the NRM's defining legacies would be peace building. Through dialogue, amnesty, and regional cooperation, Uganda began to silence the guns, not just within its borders, but beyond them.
We, for instance, achieved resurrected the East African community. We've influenced COMESA, we've influenced the politics in the neighborhood. We fought for the liberation of the African peoples, black peoples in the South Sudan. We've, by example, shown other liberation movements and other struggling peoples in the world, or on the continent and in the world.
From the Lord's Resistance Army conflict in the north to regional peace engagements, the NRM framed security as a foundation for development.
And we may also have seen a photograph at State House where President Museveni met Konyi's son and other close relatives like Otim. So as far as government is concerned, the conflict ended, and we are now actively in the process of bringing everybody back, and we're in the final stages now, and we're also actively supporting the development and transformation of the war-affected areas.
The movement system sought to unify a fragmented society, suspending multi-party competition in favor of inclusivity and consensus. In 2005, Uganda returned to multi-party democracy, with the NRM transitioning from a broad-based movement into a competitive political party. The guerrilla movement had entered the boardroom. Governance now meant policies, budgets, institutions, and accountability. Under the NRM stewardship, Uganda invested in infrastructure, regional trade, and value addition, redefining the state's role in economic transformation.
Patriotism as a core principle of NRM is based on the fact that the British put ethnic groups together in a country called Uganda, and for Uganda to be a nation state, to be a motherland of everybody, then patriotism as a core principle must be preached, must be instilled.
As Uganda's population grows younger, the future of the NRM depends not on its past victories, but on its ability to renew itself. The party speaks of strengthening institutions, respecting constitutionalism, and preparing future generations for leadership.
What they know, we know. What we know, they don't. We also wanted quick worth. We didn't get it. So they should forget. There is no quick worth other than stealing. And when you steal, you go to jail.
From the bush to the boardroom, and from revolution to responsibility. The NRM's story is inseparable from Uganda's own, a journey still unfolding. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Welcome home to entertainment, to Wi-Fi everywhere, to high-speed internet, to security, to first-class support. To convenience. Welcome home to MTN Wakanet, superior internet for every home. Visit www.mtn.co.ug/Wakanet. Welcome home. Together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't go.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome back from the break. The Member of Parliament representing older persons in northern Uganda, Catherine Akumo Mavenjina, has hailed President Yoweri Museveni for nurturing what she described as a disciplined and pro-people army that continues to safeguard the peace and dignity of all Ugandans. Mavenjina made the remarks during the Golden Jubilee celebration of Sir Dr. Rosemary Nyirumbe of the Sacred Heart of Jesus Sisters.
Years. It can never be easy to walk alone for 50 years. It can never be a journey you can accomplish even 1 kilometer. As you always say, following the psalmist who say, one day in the house of the Lord is better than 1,000 elsewhere. This is what we are thanking God for. I repeated over and over again that the 50 years just came by. I didn't count them. I didn't know they were coming forth. It was all about doing what I have to do and on a daily basis. I always wanted to be committed to do the little I can do. I knew there was nothing much I could do, especially in conflict situations, because all my life I have worked in conflict situations. Moyo, there was a conflict going on. People want to give credit to my government. His Excellency Yoweri Museveni brought for us soldiers who are sensible, soldiers who can look after us. They can only turn when you provoke them, but usually they are very gentle. And so we want to thank our government for the peace which has been ushered in the country and for the respect of human beings. And I want to congratulate my baby sister, Sister Rosemary, and her colleague for having served God faithfully. 50 years is not a small work. 50 years is a big achievement. And also the Silver Jubilee, Jubilarian, together with all the Sacred Heart Sisters, for all the effort you have put in the services of God. I want to thank Faida Association, where Sister Rosemary comes from, for the tremendous effort they put in. They also mobilized enough resources and headed to the COC.
Every vocation begins with a choice. 50 years ago, Sister Rosemary, with the friends seated before us, made that choice. Not in the comfort, not in safety, But in faith, they don't know what will come. But in faith, they moved. They chose the Lord and kept choosing Him every day.
In another development, different partners have joined hands to celebrate the first anniversary of Babirye Retreat Center, a rest and renewal facility founded by a couple with the aim of creating a serene environment for spiritual, emotional, and personal renewal. During the celebration, the founders shared the journey behind the idea, one that is now positively impacting people across the country and beyond Uganda's borders.
A number of organization owners and partners turned up to witness the Thanksgiving ceremony, marking 1 year of service at Babirye Retreat Center. Located in Masulita, Wakiso district, the founders emphasized the importance of resilience, commitment and consistency as key pillars behind their success and the long-term impact of their vision. The founder of Babirye Retreat Center, Jarvis Mugaga, expressed determination and deep faith while narrating how the idea was conceived and developed. He noted that faith and spirituality play a critical role in the success of any individual and institution.
This whole idea began in 2014 as an idea, but real work of the construction began about 4 years ago. We launched this facility in January 24, and to date it's our first anniversary since last year. It has been an amazing journey, seeing an idea that was a dream many years ago become a reality, and the last 12 months it has been really a miracle, seeing the type of impact that we are making.
While many women support their partners in growth and development, Gladys Mugaga shared a unique story about partnership and sacrifice. Her commitment and support in building a strong and inspiring family explains the milestone the couple is celebrating today.
I came along with him because I believe partners are the best support system. When someone has something they are looking at doing, we are meant to encourage each other to grow. So together we've labored, fundraised, and built this place piece by piece till completion, and we're very happy now to host groups that come and feel the soul that's in this building.
While leading the Thanksgiving service, Monsignor Charles Kasivante recognized the importance of such retreat centers in promoting spiritual growth, reflection, and social transformation. Meanwhile, Rita Mathabulia, founder of Link Up Uganda, highlighted the value of collaboration, noting the strong relationships and positive impact partners gained through being part of Babirye community.
Despite the challenges that we have to deal with on a daily basis, we need facilities of this nature to help us brace up to do our work even in a better way.
And Jarvis invited us to come and be a part of the first 1 year anniversary of the Babirye Retreat Center. We were so excited, and we are grateful to God for how far He has brought the Babirye and Jarvis and this entire establishment. 1 year ago, I was here at the launch, and to be invited again for the 1 year anniversary, it's very exciting.
Relatedly, a strong call for spiritual grounding and positive identity among young people has taken center stage at this year's Phaneroo Inter-Schools Conference. School-going children from across the country gathered to reflect on faith and purpose under the pressures of modern life.
Now in its 4th edition, the Phaneroo Inter-Schools Conference brings together learners from lower primary to senior 6 with the aim of nurturing spiritual awareness and moral responsibility at an early age.
You have to put things in your room that speak to you, that you also have to set your mind on the things that are what? Are above.
And that's the message we want to emphasize, that even as you go to school, children, you are not just going there, to excel only and then come out, build a house for yourself, marry a wife. No. You are going there. The purpose is bigger. God is putting you there for impact.
Organizers say the initiative is designed to help young people understand their identity and self-worth while offering guidance on navigating social and emotional challenges.
The attacks on your life are way bigger than the attacks that happened the generations before. We feel sorry for you, but we are also encouraged when we see how you love God.
You've got to enjoy each other, the warmth of fellowship together. So when we are seated with your friends, do not use your phone. Use your time properly, according to the plan that you've made prior to this particular time.
Speakers at the conference highlighted challenges facing today's generation. They warned that the pressure to fit in has led many young people to drift away from positive values.
Who is in you must compel you to actually agitate, bring it out and actually say the truth. He made me. She made me. She's the one who came and touched me. Nobody makes you, you make yourself. Nobody makes you, but you do what? You make yourself. Some guys come one day, no, I didn't know, so I just find myself, I fall in. There is no falling in sin. You choose to sin.
Addressing the students, Phaneroo Ministries lead Grace Luega urged learners to make deliberate choices that would shape their future. He encouraged them to live responsibly, remain disciplined, and pursue a life guided by faith and good conduct.
Don't just ask, oh God, I need a car, I need this. Don't just address your personal needs. Heaven wants to use you. Some of you are going to be worshippers like some of them you saw here. Some of you are going to be kingdom financiers. Some of you are going to be pilots for Jesus. Some of you are going to be doctors for Jesus. Some of you are going to be engineers for Jesus. But please be something for Jesus. You're going to be the best citizen Uganda could ever have, but for Jesus.
And now that brings us to the end of our UBC Weekly News Roundup. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. Be sure to see us at 8 and 10 p.m. for our subsequent news bulletins. My name is Moureen Babirye. See you then.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
NRM Liberation Day is celebrated every year on 26th January. It marks the historic day in 1986 when the National Resistance Movement NRA-NRM, led by Yoweri Museveni, seized power after a 5-year guerrilla war, overthrowing the previous government. The day is a significant milestone in Uganda's modern history, commemorating the country's journey towards stability and self-determination. On Monday, 26th January 2026, under the theme, Tribute to the Patriots Who Ushered in a Fundamental Change, The nationwide ceremonies and military parades, reflecting the NRM's emphasis on unity and development, will take place at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. Join us for the live broadcast as we shall relay the activities of the day on UBC TV.
This weekend on UBC.
Having a woman that brings calm, doesn't question your authority, brings respect, has value, values your family, your parents, and of course brings something to the table.
You think your peace is being given to you by someone else. Ding, 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 you didn't have peace in the first place.
You didn't have it.
But number one can master the game and say, oh, so number two gives you peace because she doesn't call you out. I can do better. I will not call you out. But simply because there is something I want from you.
That's manipulation.
That's it. That is it. And that is where we reduce ourselves to.
No woman gives peace like we have been told. Okay? Why? Peace, first of all, you need to understand peace is a person. Peace is Jesus Christ himself. You get it? And no woman gives Jesus Christ. Before I can have peace with you, I must have peace with God.
This weekend on UBC.
Exercise can't be sustained.